King Charles and Camilla moved to tears by 105-year-old veteran. During Windsor Remembrance Reception, heartfelt hug and poignant words resonate amid 80th VJ Day tributes. In a profoundly moving encounter that encapsulated the raw emotion of remembrance, King Charles III and Queen Camilla shared a tearful hug with 105-year-old Second World War veteran Yavar Abbas at a special reception held in the opulent state apartments of Windsor Castle. On Tuesday evening, November 11, 2025. The event, marking the ongoing 80th anniversary commemorations of VJ Day. Victory over Japan, which on August 15, 1945, signaled the end of World War II. In the Pacific, brought together 13 distinguished veterans from the UK and Commonwealth who served in the grueling theaters of the Indian Ocean and Pacific, honoring their often overlooked sacrifices as part of the so-called Forgotten Army. Mr. Abbas, a combat cameraman whose lens captured the harrowing realities of the Burma campaign and the atomic devastation of Hiroshima in occupied Japan, had forged an earlier bond with the royal couple during a poignant service at the National Memorial Arboretum in Staffordshire back in August, where his impromptu speech thanking them for their presence despite the King's cancer battle visibly moved Charles and Camilla to tears. Reunited at Windsor, the centenarian's warmth shone through as he gallantly kissed Camilla's hand during a group photograph, before rising unsteadily to greet the King, who, flanked by Prince William, the Duke of Edinburgh, and the Duchess of Gloucester, embraced him with genuine affection. The pair exchanged quiet words, with Mr. Abbas later recounting to reporters. With a wry smile, I told him, "We can't go on meeting like this." I was very much looking forward to meeting him again. I have a lot of respect for His Majesty. Not just as a monarch, but as a human being. He added a deeply personal note on resilience. It's wonderful to meet him and to know that he is improving, because I had cancer and I got rid of it. I've been rid of it for 15 years now, his voice steady with the quiet triumph of survival. Born in Lucknow, India, in 1920, Mr. Abbas was commissioned as a second lieutenant in the 11th Sikh Regiment of the British Indian Army in 1942, swiftly transitioning to the role of combat cameraman amid the chaos of the Arakan campaign and Imphal offensives, where his footage preserved indelible records of Allied grit against Imperial Japanese forces in the dense jungles of Southeast Asia. Post-war, he channeled his wartime experiences into a distinguished career as a filmmaker and documentarian, producing acclaimed works that bridged colonial histories and modern narratives, earning him accolades from the British Film Institute and a lasting legacy in preserving South Asian contributions to the Allied victory. At Windsor, Mr. Abbas paid solemn tribute to contemporary journalists risking their lives in Gaza amid the Israel-Hamas conflict, declaring, "Whatever I did, it's insignificant when I see what the men and women of Gaza have done for more than 2 years. They have been recording the genocide that has been visited upon them." His words hung heavy in the Gilded Room, drawing nods from Defense Secretary John Healey and a visibly reflective Prime Minister Keir Starmer, who attended alongside Conservative leader Kemi Badenoch, underscoring rare cross-party unity. in honoring wartime valor and decrying modern atrocities. When pressed on a message for younger generations, the veteran's eyes flashed. With unfiltered candor, "I am angry with the world and I am ashamed. I thought. I fought a war to have a better world and I find that I am in a worse world than I was in at the time. We are glorifying war. At the drop of a hat, we begin a war." This stark indictment, delivered with the authority of a man who has witnessed history's pivot from global cataclysm to fragile peace, resonated deeply, prompting murmurs of agreement among attendees and sparking online discussions about the enduring relevance of his plea for pacifism in an era of escalating conflicts. From Ukraine to the Middle East. King Charles, 76, who was diagnosed with an undisclosed form of cancer in early 2024 and continues weekly treatment sessions while steadfastly fulfilling duties, appeared profoundly touched, later sharing one final embrace with Mr. Abbas before his departure, a gesture that symbolized mutual admiration between survivor and sovereign. As patron of the Royal British Legion, Charles has championed veteran causes throughout his reign, and this reception, part of a year-long cascade of events for the 80th anniversaries of both VE, Victory in Europe, Day in May and VJ Day, served as a poignant capstone to Armistice Day observances, following the national 2-minute silence at the Cenotaph and Kate Middleton's solo tribute at the Arboretum. Attendees, including veterans like 99-year-old Sylvia Manassa, a women's auxiliary Air Force codebreaker, and 101-year-old Ron Gumbley, a Royal Navy submariner, gathered around displays curated by the Royal British Legion and Commonwealth War Graves Commission, featuring poignant artifacts from the Pacific Theater, faded letters from the Chindit campaigns, preserved footage of the USS Missouri surrender, and interactive maps tracing the Forgotten Army's 1.5 million-strong odyssey against Japanese occupation in Burma, Malaya, and Singapore. The evening's emotional crescendo came as Charles held aloft the newly commissioned Commonwealth War Graves Torch for Peace, a gleaming silver beacon symbolizing hope and reconciliation, its flame kindled earlier at the Menin Gate in Ypres to honor the fallen of both world wars and ignite global calls for enduring tranquility. Queen Camilla, elegant in a navy Amelia Wickstead dress with pearl accents, engaged veterans with her trademark warmth, sharing laughs with 102-year-old Pat Outram, a land army girl who toiled on British farms during wartime shortages, and listening intently as Prince William, 43, discussed modern military mental health initiatives with younger attendees, bridging generational divides in service and sacrifice. This Windsor gathering, illuminated by chandeliers in the crimson-hued crimson drawing room, not only saluted the Pacific veterans' valor, often eclipsed by Europe's D-Day narratives, but also highlighted Commonwealth bonds, with representatives from India, Australia, and New Zealand recounting tales of unity forged in foxholes and on destroyers. Social media buzzed with admiration for the Royals' resilience, with #VJVeterans and #Windsor Remembers trending worldwide, amassing over 2 million views of clips showing Charles hug, users praising, "A king who listens, true leadership in vulnerability." As the 80th anniversary year draws to a close, Mr. Abbas' words linger as a clarion Cull. From the ashes of Hiroshima to the rubble of Gaza, the fight for peace remains. Unfinished, a torch passed from weary warriors to a watchful world, ever urged to remember and reform lest history's shadows lengthen.